So everyone's giving some love to Zach and his fantastic video on the American Society of Magical. And he goes, I can't finish the title. Yeah. So I know. So I watched yours and I watched Kenny's, and man, Kenny went in on it. I think
Oh yeah,
he went in on it.
he ripped that bad boy. New one. I watched that review 3 times. I was dying from laughter.
It was there's what did he say that he repeated it and he did it slowed down?
That was amazing.
I died laughing, man. That was such a good one.
He's like the Negro that they assigned to the white person.
Yeah, he replayed it and then slowed it down with the
so you like really hear it. Like, you hear what I just said?
Yeah, that was so good. That was so good.
I mean, why did they thought that was a good idea? I didn't understand. I still don't understand.
I was just watching Chillmonger, another friend of
Chill
channels. His video about the director and not listening. Yeah. I didn't get to finish it because I was like, let me hop in here and then I'll go back. I still have it loaded up because I'm not gonna hurt his retention. I'll finish it right after this. But yeah, he was bringing up some good points about like some of the things he said. Like every time I watch an interview from that guy, I'm like, what? Like, I'm so confused. Like, how did you do this?
Why did you do this?
Why?
There's more questions. Like, why?
There's so many potentially good movies in there. He just cobbled up pieces of them and made a not good movie.
Yeah. That's why I kind of want to do a review on it. But we can always do like one off screen or something like that or off live.
I think I was the only one who watched it. I was like,
I watched it.
You watched it?
I went to how do you say? I went to the barbershop and watched it.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, holy shit.
I was
the whole time like, I'm
from the beginning.
The whole time I'm watching it, because I remember Brian when we first watched it, and you're like, "Oh, people are gonna miss out on the nuance of it." And then I remember midway through, I'm like, "There's no nuance. You miss out on
at all. Just in your face. Look, 15 minutes in the movie, I went to my friend Clay. And I looked at him because he's the only reason I watched this movie, because I drag him to go see weird movies all the time. I was like, okay, you want to see this? I'll see. So I looked at him and I was like, I've never met a black person that acts like this ever in my life. Not one single one.
Was it Aaron?
Aaron, yeah.
Justice Smith's character.
How dare he have a name like that close to Aaron Yeager? He more black than him. Let me stop. Yeah, I never met a person like him before.
He was so annoying the whole time. Like there's sometimes like he was so timid and scared that like it was hard to understand him because he's like, I was like, what the fuck you say, man? Like
that is with the character he plays a lot of times. So
it is.
They chose him for a reason. They wanted him to be a timid, it's opposite of what you see, the stereotype of what a black person is, the opposite of it. And that's why I thought we were going to get some nuance, showing a rainbow of something, that black people are all type of things. It was not. It was just
the bad and black people in the movie were barely in the movie.
Yeah.
They were barely in the movie. I was just like, what the hell's going on here? And you know what pisses me off? Because there's funny moments in the movie. I'm like, you sons of a guns. All you have to do is make the story actually good.
I think someone had a good idea, and then they just didn't follow through. They didn't in depth, because movies like that have to be very deep thinking, very nuanced, multiple meanings. You see things, and you either really tongue in cheek with everything, or you're going totally against what everyone thinks about a certain group. Whatever, you need to have those type of things. But if you're not going to really think deeply into it, all you do is continue the stereotypes.
Yeah.
That's basically what they did.
This movie did something that I never seen, that many movies don't do. Not only did it ruin one style of a movie, it completely failed at two kind of movies. Because at first it was a satire kind of movie, kind of like The Blackening, very satirical and stuff like that, obviously. But it failed at being a satire of like the magical black person kind of thing. You know what I mean? They even make jokes of it, of like the Green Mile kind of thing in it. And then it just completely drops the satire part of the movie and goes into a rom-com. And then that sucks even more. Like, it makes no sense. So it's like, you failed at two kind of movie styles. And
because they don't go together. This should have been either a workplace rom-com, which I would have enjoyed because I liked the little interaction they had, but it's not fleshed out, or it should have been about the magical Negroes that help Black people survive in white spaces. That's what the movie should have been about, not what this bullshit turned out to be. That would have been a better idea, because that's a problem that we've been talking about for 10 years about how we move when we're in white dominated spaces.
Yeah, exactly what I thought. I thought it was gonna be duality. I thought it was gonna be all about duality. You know, when you have to have, you know, the way I act with my friends is totally different than when I act in the workplace, and the way you see me in one is totally different than when I have to be in the other. You have that duality of things that you have to act around certain people. You know, and being a satirical story about that, and it just was not. No. And I'm upset they decided to put this out. It's almost like American Fiction, but bad. You don't know what I'm saying, but you know, like the book that he put out. It's like, well, I was going to put out this stupid book, and people are gonna love it, and then people will love it. I'm like, oh.
Then he had the audacity to have like that speech at the end. I was like, no. This was not earned, not even a little bit.
Yeah, that ending was the worst, and then that it wasn't
the soul swag thing. Jesus,
swag thing. Oh, it makes no sense. It makes no sense, especially if you go to the end of the movie when she's stuck, and that whole, like, you thought Madam Web was horrible with like traveling. You're like, oh, we're in Peru 1 minute and now we're back in New York. It's like she went from New York back to LA in like hours. Like, I don't get.
I think that was her using her magic. That's the only thing I know. Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, when that showed up, I was like, oh, she has powers. She's just probably teleported. But I was just like, what the hell? In the moment, I was like,
she's calling him, leaving voicemails, and he's running. I was like, call her back. Just call her back. Like, I don't like, oh man, you won't believe what happened. You know, it's like
phones haven't been invented, obviously.
There was no consequences in the movie either.
No.
Man did what he did, and they were like, yeah, you still get to keep your memories out, even though that was the big thing that we said was going to happen. I was like, yo, sorry, whoever didn't see this movie, but don't go see the movie.
Don't see it.
You don't need to. That's all right, dude.
Don't see it. Don't see it. I mean, like you said, there was like, I think, like, I don't know, like I was watching somebody else talk about it, and I know something that like, you know, Brian talked about, Chillmonger talks about a lot too, you know, where the lighter skin Black person like Justice Smith, who even in the movie is half white, you know, is more in the foreground of the whole story. Meanwhile, like the darker, you know, like tone Black person is kind of pushed into the back. And at one point, all of them are just like not even part of the movie, you know, because they're doing this whole rom-com thing. And it's just like,
one of the most offensive parts of the movie is when the Black woman gets kicked out because she finally told somebody off. And I was just like, what? Are you serious right now?
Seriously?
Yeah. Yes.
No, for real.
And there's no context to add to this to make it sound like, oh, but he's taken out of context. No.
This is it. Like, there is no nuance. There's nothing.
No one argued
to this.
No one fought against it.
Yeah. The whole thing. Halfway through the movie, I was just thinking what Brian said. It was like, no one's gonna get the nuance. I was like, there is no.
You're right. No, I was right, guys. No one gets the nuance because it wasn't there.
It wasn't there.
Somebody had the audacity to say that on Kenny's review, talking about you didn't get the allegory. I'm like, let me go look up allegory because I thought I know what it meant, but clearly I don't, because he just said I didn't get it, and there was no damn allegory. So allegory means a story, a poem, a picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning. There was no hidden meaning in this movie. This is barely a story. It's not a poem. I guess there was pictures, but no.
But there's no way to interpret it different. That's what the problem was.
It was very superficial, very surface level.
Never did.
It's like they thought about it, but does that not tell you that the director did a poor job? Like, I feel like stories like this, it's the director that's really driving the story home.
And the writer
and producer. Yeah. But
I mean,
the dude is funny. He gets satire though, because he wrote for Klepper. You know, if you know who the Daily Show, or not Daily Show. Yeah, the Daily Show. He you know, he does a lot of the goes and mess around with like people at rallies and shit like that. He helped write for his show and stuff like that. So it's like, so the dude, I forgot, Kobi Libii, whatever his
that.
name, something like that. He's written for satirical stuff before. You know, I don't know.
But writing for like a skit and like for like a satirical interview is different from making a movie. Because like I said, there's some satirical funny moments. The Green Mile thing is funny to me. There were certain quotes that David Alan Grier said that because he was the best character in the movie.
David Alan Grier is a genius. He
was funny.
Yeah.
So, they killed his character immediately when he had that like speech about like the father getting spit. I was like, whoa, what is this message? Y'all kind of. I was getting so bad watching. Like the only reason this is not the worst movie I've seen this year is because Tyler Perry exists. It's the only reason because I watched Mia.
Wait, which Tyler Perry?
Mia Coppola, the movie that came out on Netflix like 2 weeks ago. That movie is awful. It's awful.
I couldn't handle the entire thing. I tried.
I watched.
I gave it a try.
Like, bruh, like the only reason this is watchable because Kelly Rowland put some money up for it. She was like, "We're not having no bad wigs. We're not gonna have bad cinematography. I'm putting money into it, and that's why I'm a producer." But girl, go to Rick Famuyiwa. I don't know how to say his proper name properly. Go to somebody else because this man, he don't know what he's doing. That movie was awful.
Yeah, I heard bad things about it, so I was like, I won't bother with it.
It's if you want a good watch, like a good this is so bad it's funny. Watch it. But other than that,
I gotta say about David Alan Grier is a comedic genius. I really feel that way, and I was almost disappointed that he was even there because I don't want him to be even lumped in what was going on. Because I think he was under the impression that they're going to go along with the satire, having this deeper meaning into the movie, and it just wasn't there.
Unfortunately, I can't even give him that plea because I watched the interview and he was just like, "Yeah, no, this movie's great. It's my way of giving back to the youth." I was like, "Oh,
really? What?"
Really?
Yeah.
Even I thought that's what they were going to get into at one point was like, oh, this is how like the older generation deals with like racism and it's and not only that is like being an introvert and stuff like that, and then the newer generation dealing with racism and stuff like that. They didn't even get into that, and I felt like it was right there, and then they just like, nope, we're going.
There was so much that was right there, and you know what I mean? Like both of them, the fact that the glove interest was half Asian, half white, and the fact that they treated her like a person of color, even though she was white facing, is a whole amazing story that they could have gave her. And the fact that these two white facing colored people are the ones that get attracted in the workplace, that's a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many times where I see somebody else, I'm like, okay, like you're not black, but we're both people of color, and we understand like these people wilding in here. And they could have added that. It was just, I don't know, man.
It was, that was
an impromptu
review, I guess.
Talking
right
about this movie, but it was
because I watched it because I know Brian said he was gonna watch it. I'm like, all right, I'll find a way to watch it. You know what I mean? And I did. I was like, wow. Like,
you ever like watching a movie and like 20 minutes into you look at your phone? And you continue to look at your phone, like I can't believe it. And then your leg starts to twitch. You're like, oh my god, I gotta push through this movie. I don't know how. That's how I felt. I felt like, why am I sitting down watching this?
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
Yeah,
Thank God I got Rigo Unlimited because if I would have paid $22 to watch this shit, I would have been so
big man. Some accounts. Kenny said that the big speech was so bad. He said black people lose their powers if they stand up to the white people.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Except like
you're not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, but then like even like what Zach said, like except for Aaron, you know, Justice Smith's character, it's like that was hold over his head for so long. It's like, oh, well, we're gonna make you forget her, and then at the end, it doesn't even matter. I was like, just on a movie level, that doesn't make any sense. Like you just take away the consequences.
If you take away the satire, you take about anything about the blackness, if you just look at the movie itself, because a great satire, the actual movie has to work without the satire and the social commentary. The movie just doesn't work.
No.
It just doesn't work at all. If
Yeah.
you just take it like that.
Yeah, also getting long scenes with no score.
Yeah, that park scene, whoo, boy, that was rough. No music, just nature. Hearing birds chirping. That was just out there.
Yeah.
They didn't edit out.
That scene with Aaron, the love interest. Is that how you spell the Aaron in this movie?
Yeah, that's how you spell it.
Okay. It's just we were talking about the park for like 10 minutes. Yep, that's what you were just saying. Start checking my phone.
This is just This is just making me want to watch it less and less, which is bad because I thought the premise was kind of interesting.
So,
whatever you thought they were gonna do, they do the opposite.
They do the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah. Then Danny from Road to Wisdom, what's up? He said, "What's up, fellas? I thought this movie would be funny. Damn, I'm disappointed. David Allen Grier is awesome, though." Yeah.
Can I read a couple of these comments? So I just want to read. Someone said, "Bravo, extremely relevant social commentary. The truth is always hard to receive from those who are giving in impressive action, or whoever can understand a particular perspective or life experience. This film offers tremendous context for the experience of most, if not all, Black folks in America."
Oh, Jesus Christ!
What makes this film debut, a particular commentary, so important is a subtle but clear call to action by other groups to humbly hear Black folks' experiences in a way they never heard them before, ponder and adjust their personal positionality. If we were all truly interested in achieving an equitable democratic society, we have a long way to go, but this film is a great starting using the big screen, highly critical, important nuances, the Black experience for civility and wellness. Did they watch the same movie I watched?
I don't know.
Bro, I'm on Letterboxd and I saw somebody that gave it a 4.5.
Wow.
Someone gave it a 3.5, 4.5. I would risk it all for Lizzie. That's funny. He was cute though. But no, I'm not risking all of Black people's magic for a white girl. That is crazy. Just think about the sentence I just said.
What was it called? To what action?
What was the call?
Yeah, to what action? Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's some positive reviews out there. So maybe it's divisive. I don't know.
I feel like though after me watching it, I'm like, I feel like this is written for a white audience though.
1000%.
That's why I said it's just like American fiction. It's
But yeah, the book in the movie,
the book in the movie,
it was Fuck, right? That was the name of the book, right?
Yeah.
So
there was in my review, I said this was written for white liberals that wanted to feel good about themselves. Because it ain't for racist white people. They're not gonna watch this.
Yeah.
So
basically, virtue signaling the movie. It sounds like.
Yes. Yeah, because it just I did not feel any of that movie. All right. So yeah, that was kind of an impromptu review, I guess, right there with Zach. Also, go check out Zach Attack's review on it, his solo review, and also make sure you go check out Kenny Sparks' review on it, which that was a good one. I give him credit for that.
And Chill has a really good conversation about it too.
Yeah, the importance of making a movie like this, or maybe not making a movie like this. So and he kind of gets more into the director and his kind of thoughts and ideas of things. So yeah, definitely Chillmonger.